Start streaming. Yeah, see, we're live. It's a black screen right now, but yeah, it didn't give me. Yeah, just like, hey, we're live. Look, everybody, we're live. It's around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, which means that it's time for your weekly Calamity Jane live stream. This week, this week, it's live as opposed to pre-recorded like it was last week. You may have watched me surf the internet on my cell phone for about 5 minutes there a little bit ago because we're having some sort of a weird technical snafu with YouTube streaming where it's not asking me to go live, it's just going live. So
quality content watching Eric surf on
it's
his phone and or computer.
it
That's
was so
great.
exciting, and then the plot twist at the end when I said, "Oh God, I don't want to be live right now," and then like killing the stream in OBS because I have no idea how to kill the stream in YouTube right now. So this will have to be something we figure out after the fact.
Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, so aside from the technical,
No, and I didn't plug in my headphones, so you might be getting some nasty echo. I'll fix that. Okay.
well, that's the beauty of being live.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is just
go all you can, and then always deal with new ones as they arise, I guess. So
firing on all pistons tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All pistons. In any case, as far as I'm aware, we're live. At least YouTube seems to think that we are, even though it didn't give me a button to press to go live. Yeah, so here we are. Happy Monday, James. How's it going?
happy Monday, Eric. How's your week been?
Well, hopefully better than than the live stream, but we'll see. We talked on Sunday, and as you know, the engine in my mother's car as we were driving back from South Carolina just stopped on the middle of the interstate. So that was exciting. Well, we finally got in contact with the Hyundai. By the way, Hyundai, I'm going to say that. I'm not getting paid for them. So
Another non-sponsor. Is that what I hear?
yeah, this is a non-sponsor for sure. The guy finally got back to us after 2 days of trying to get a hold of him, and I said, "Yeah, no, the engine shot. The engine is totally blown, and in fact, we have no idea what happened." I had to call corporate office because we've never encountered anything like this, and I needed to know what to do about it.
That's insane.
So, they are projecting at least 2 weeks to replace the engine, and that's assuming they get the engine quickly, the new engine quickly. And in that time, they're going to give us a rental car to drive around. But yeah, that was my biggest excitement for the day.
Jeez. Well, at least I'm just glad you're in one piece and you're here, and we're dealing with technical difficulties with the live stream compared
right. Yeah.
compared to technical difficulties of a car stalling on the freeway. I think I would much rather prefer you dealing with this than.
Oh yeah, no, we'll figure this one out, I guess, at some point. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. Out of all the problems to deal with,
Of all the problems, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
But in any case, so here we are, and I think tonight we're gonna do a continuation of what we've been talking about a little bit with the war. It's not specifically with the warhogs this week, if my understanding is correct. You want to give us start taking us into it, James?
Sure. Go to present screen, but yeah, I mean, we were talking before about what we're gonna do this week, and I thought I would continue on with this particular scene with the warhogs. I mean, we already have them running, and I thought, it'd be kind of fun to kind of actually. First of all, double check. You can see this, right?
Yeah, I can see it well.
Okay. So yeah, we have them running, but now what I want to do is I actually want to pan this background to make it look like it's moving behind them. A lot faster than what I did. I did kind of a rough test with that in After Effects. A couple weeks ago, I believe, just kind of sort of with a little bit of parallax and all that stuff. But we didn't do a full panning type of background. So I'm going to attempt to do that tonight, I think, just for a little bit. Kind of more of an experiment more than anything. And again, just like last week when I did the experiment with trying to plus some animation for the warhogs, I will now try to plus some animation for the background because it needs to be done too. And
Mm-hmm.
it won't be. And again, even though we lost work last week with the warhogs, it's not. I'm not too concerned about it. No,
Yes.
on user
Yes.
error, whoever the user error, the user error on my part being Control S, it didn't stick. I don't know whatever happened, but
I don't know,
it
man.
didn't. It's okay.
Ghost
Well,
in the machine.
yeah, but I'm just gonna chalk it up to myself. I mean, as much as I want to, as much as it's popular to blame software, I'm just gonna blame myself. I didn't watch the footage again to see if I did or not, but I must not have because I mean that's just a weird, or I came across a bug. I'm not sure. But anyway,
Anything is possible. And yeah, we
yeah,
just, if we really wanted to know, we could just rewatch our own stream. But I don't know about you,
yeah.
but I can't stand the sound of my own voice. So.
Uh, I get up in the morning, I see myself in the mirror. It's good enough for me.
Yeah,
And
I figure, yeah.
so, but yeah. So for today, let's try to. I've made a new file here. I've already saved it as
Okay.
a
I
new
don't
version.
I don't see an
That's
asterisk
good.
anywhere, so I'm gonna. Oh no, I do. I see
That's right here.
asterisks.
Let me see. Let me
Okay.
test this out. Boink.
The
Gone.
asterisk is
Yay.
gone. Okay. All right.
All right. So we have a file here. I can do whatever the heck I want with it. Um, all right. So let me. I'm gonna. This is not gonna be final, but this is more or less a test, as I mentioned before. But we're gonna take this background. I'm gonna make this a symbol first off. And Flash is the way it uses this library. So we'll just call this. I'll call BG test pan for now. And I'm gonna bring all these guys. This whole thing will be its own deal. So here we go. We have that. Okay, so we're good there. I'm going to make this roughly 3 seconds in length, I would say.
So we're doing. You do 3 seconds. Are you? But this is a. Oh, okay. So that you. Okay, so I see the seconds above the frame count. I got you. Okay, so
Yeah,
we are
right
doing
here.
it 30 frames a second. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing 30 frames per second. This is at 3 seconds up here, roughly. And again, this is probably gonna be a lot short of a shot when it's all said and done. But I'm just doing this just to
Yeah,
get a
sure.
feel. So I know that I've got my symbol here, an instance of it shows here, BG test pan. So I'm good. I'm going to go into the symbol, and with the symbol, I'm going to duplicate this probably 3 times, I guess, for fun. And this will not look right, but I'm going after the movement first, and then I'll go ahead and tweak stuff later. And as time permits, we'll see where we get tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm essentially just doing kind of placeholder movement, kind of like what I did with Calamity Jane in the After Effects test we did a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of made her move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the same thing here with the background because I just want to get a gesture of the move first, and then we'll do more after the fact.
Okay.
So, okay, that looks good.
So I assume that like you'll match up the seam so that the mountain range looks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. I'm going to put new art in each of these shots, but let's pretend that this background I'm duplicating now 3 times. Each one of these plates, like this one right here, they will have different types of art on it that will sync up to each other when they're laid next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, is plate a technical term? Is that sort of?
I'm just using that as the first word that came to my mind to kind of help.
I love it. I think it's a great. I think it's evocative. I get it. Yeah.
I'm glad you like it because
as far as I'm concerned, it's official.
Okay, all right. I'm glad because I'm thinking about going, man, was plate the best word to use? Whatever.
No, you have my utmost confidence that plate was the right word. So yeah.
Okay, well, good. Now let me try to pan this over. All right, so we'll bring this. Actually, we're going to start on this side because they're going the other direction. Right. And I will play with the frames now a little bit, move things around just a bit. Now we'll use Flash, Adobe Animate's Classic Tween to kind of see how this looks. Now we can always see a seam in there.
But that'll be you'll have to clean. You'll be cleaning that up.
Yep, I'll clean that all up. Yeah. So here we go. These guys, I thought I'd delete these guys, but I will not. They're kind of sitting there doing nothing. It's like, what? All right. Okay. So that's working all right.
Mm-hmm.
What's kind of funny is even the seam, which is really clearly right here, that actually
It's
for a
not.
mountain.
It's not the worst. Yeah, I mean, like if you brought that 90-degree angle in a little bit, it would look like another mountain range. I mean, it's
It would.
yeah,
It's hilarious, actually.
that's super
That kind of
strange.
work.
Yeah,
Now, I mean, obviously, this cloud needs to go because you can see the exact same
same
cloud over and over
cloud,
again.
right?
But it's funny though. Is like I can go into here right now, and for fun, I could. I made a new layer up here on top of the plate, and I'm going to just draw some paint in here real quick. Just shape it a little bit more like that, I guess. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell.
At that, yeah, it's not bad.
So yeah, that actually kind of
Oh,
works.
what happened? Oh! I see. I see. I
This is the
see.
other plate right over here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
copy this over, place this in, and kind of do the same thing again. And let's give it another look. Yeah, that's kind of funny. You don't really, I don't see it that
No, I
much
mean,
because
not when you're moving that fast. You absolutely don't. I think,
yeah,
yeah, I think I don't know what the trick is with the cloud because I like that cloud. I like that perfectly circular cloud. There's something appealing about that
uh-huh.
perfect little cloud in the background. Um,
So what we could do now here, I am being kind of nitpicky because the texture here kind of
yeah.
bunches up
Oh
with
no,
the edges.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I actually want to kind of play with that later. But one thing I could do now that we've seen this, let me make sure what what this is called. BG test pass. The symbol is sourcing artboard one. I'm now in Illustrator here. I am going to take out the cloud once I can find out where it lives. It's right here, and I'm going to take out a couple of cacti. Is that the proper name, cacti?
I do believe that is the plural for cactus. Yes.
Okay, great. At least I got one. I mean, I'm kind of going all over the place. I'm sort of freelancing with all my words, plates and it's I don't know. Let's unplate the mountain range here a little bit. Do that. And let's see. I will.
So one thing I do wonder about is parallaxing, right?
Uh-huh.
The foreground moving much faster than the background, and you can separate the clouds, I guess, into its own layer, right? And just have it scroll
Yep.
by extremely slowly, and then it would
Correct.
just never leave the screen, right?
Yeah. Correct. Hang on one second. My phone is ringing. I gotta shut it off real
Oh
quick.
my God, the level of professionalism in this week's episode.
Hey, one second. It's my sister. Let me talk to her real quick
Okay,
here.
all right.
Hey, Jimena. Oh, hey, Jades. How you doing? Oh, hey, Dev. How you doing? Okay. Hey, I'm in the middle of hanging out with my friend. We're doing our live stream, but I'll call you back after we're done. Okay, bye. Yeah. I just wanted to do live. I just want to do more technical
It's
stuff
just
all at the same
amazing.
time.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. There's just something in the air tonight. We've been doing this for what, 3, 4 months now, and this is like the most. This is less organized than the very first one we did.
What I mean, I could have ignored the call, but for some reason, I just wanted to do it,
It
Eric,
just
just to have,
felt. It
just
just
so
felt
I could have,
right. Yeah,
that I could have something going on
that's
too.
right.
That's all
That's
it
right.
was.
I
It's
got to
really,
I got to surf the internet on my phone live for the world to see. If you
So
were there, by the way, so if you happen to see it, you're lucky because I've already deleted that off of the channel. So you had
yeah,
to actually
yeah.
be there in this age where everything is stored. That is gone. It's out of the ether.
Um, yeah, and that was great. I mean, I answered the phone. I thought it was my older nephew, but it was my younger nephew. So I went through the whole list of family names just to get to who was on the phone because I was half working and half talking. That was
Do you get the thing where, like, as my niece gets
sorry.
older, she sounds a lot like my sister did, and like
Oh wow!
you'll think like, hey, oh hey Mary, what's? Oh wait, no, you're Emma, aren't you? Yeah,
By reflex, you just yeah.
yeah,
You kind of just default. Especially like I said, like I'm kind of like staring at a screen and working and then answering a phone. It's like that sounds. My brain will just rationalize what that is. Oh, it's one of the nephews.
yeah, yeah.
I need to say hello and all that stuff. But anyway, so we've made a new background plate. But back to your original note, you're talking about parallax. Yeah, we can separate all this stuff out, and I'll do that. I'll probably do that. Maybe not in this episode, but in another
Right.
episode, we have the mountains
This is more of
separated.
a test, but I was just thinking with
Yeah,
the cloud, you can push that so far in the background that it only for the entire scene, it never leaves the frame. It always stays within the camera space.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, exactly. And yeah, but we'll play with that. We'll play with that. I guess for me, I'm not too concerned about that because I know
Mm-hmm.
once I get this general motion out of the way, we'll be good. As far as playing with parallax, it's a really fun thing to do. I enjoy doing that too. But it's sort of like icing on the cake stuff that I'll do towards the end, like the last 10% type of a thing. Let's see here. So I've exported this. Now I could, in theory, go into my Flash file. I switch back to Flash, and I am now going back into. I'll keep calling it Flash, but Animate, I guess, is the proper term.
I guess
But
so, right? Yeah.
let's see here. I
Except the
think
files are still FLA files.
yes, I know. That's what's kind of funny about it.
This
Yeah.
deprecated software technology that uses a legacy file name. Oh, you got the little ads additions.
Yeah. Now I will try to replace it with this. And it's ginormous, but it's okay. Let's see here. What are my sizes I'm using here? I am referencing sizes 1920 by 1080. Make sure this guy is 1920 by 1080. By 1080. Right. And you know what we could do? Well, okay, let's just leave it in like this for now. Let's just look at it now. All right, we'll zoom back into this shot. And we'll play from the top. Yeah, that's already kind of, except for that ugly clipped off mountain.
Yeah,
part.
I like the break in the mount. It gives it a little bit of a differentiation,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, question for you. So you're using 3 plates, and how is 3 enough to get a good sense of scrolling without a lot of sense of repetition?
I think so. I think there's, because of how fast this goes, because this scene is actually really, I mean, I'm kind of spitballing an idea here, but honestly, this scene is probably going to be about, I'm going to shave off a little bit of frames. Like I had it at 3 seconds, it's kind of long. I'm going to let's take off about a half a second. Let's watch this again. So it's not to me a point where, and then it'll cut. So like we watch it and cut. So the one thing we could do here is I could take this guy out, replace him again with the other one, 1920 by 1080, and we'll flip this one around the other way.
Wow, magical tricks.
There. Now we essentially have, it looks like another brand new background, even though all it did is just reflect it.
Right.
Now we have one cloud, we have that, and now it see, it doesn't have the same. The only thing that's bugging me is right here, this area
Mm-hmm.
here,
Mm-hmm.
like those type of things. But again, as I did before, I could just paint over stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so it's fine. So this is now what 2.5 seconds I shaved off. I think this would work. I could make more plates, as you just saw. I mean, I just kind of made one on the fly using Illustrator. Stretch this all the way out like this. So for me, I like to kind of like, I don't know if Flash, if Illustrator has this yet or not. Sorry, Adobe Animate has this yet or not, but they don't have a way of masking out anything. Like you don't
Mm.
really see your two shots. So I have to. So I've been doing this for a long time, where I just make a black mat. Back in the back in studio days, that's where I learned this from. Just kind of so you can just your eye just looks at what you
Right,
want.
what you wanted to look at. Yeah.
Yeah. But for some reason, I don't know why. I'm not sure if they have it yet in this program or not. But I think by now Adobe would have put that in there. But whatever, it's fine. We make do.
It looks like animation to me. I don't
It does.
know.
I
Yeah.
think. I think we're in pretty good shape with this shot. Um, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this shot. Like I said, it's pretty quick. We just did this. We've been working on this shot, for the past month, whatever, off and on, but only in half-hour increments because I've been experimenting with other stuff too.
Right,
But I
right.
think this is working already. I think we already have. This is like
No, I mean this
one shot.
is yeah, this is right. We've spent, and we were chatting in those half-hour windows too. So if you really round it down, probably about an hour and a half's worth of work to get all of this, and actually less than that because we lost an entire half hour of work last week.
Yeah, yeah. And again, and this brings up the whole other question. You remember, we were talking about this, posing the question out in the air. Was it really? Is it worth it? Is it worth my time to actually add extra frames of animation to the warhogs as they're running? The
I
shot's so
mean,
quick.
admittedly, I'm looking at this sort of a bit removed because it's over a live stream,
Yeah,
and so it's probably dropping a frame or two here and there. But at least from where I'm sitting, I don't see the advantage of adding a bunch of secondary motion. There's already so much going on in the frame.
yeah.
I think a
Mhm.
subtle secondary, um, fur jiggle or whatever is not gonna is not really gonna read.
We're not gonna win. We're not gonna win an Emmy. Is
Not
that what you're telling
Yeah,
me?
I don't think that the warhog's fur is the make or
Oh,
break on our Emmy for this episode.
oh, dang it!
Yeah,
I swore.
just have to find it somewhere else.
Oh well. Well, I mean, I'm sure I'll find someplace else to be OCD about as we move forward. But but yeah, see, that's the thing about doing animations. You can kind of get caught up in all the little,
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like any creative endeavor. Same thing. I'm sure when you're writing, you want to massage a paragraph a little bit differently, or or I don't know. I mean, creative process. It all kind of has the same. We all kind of suffer the same kind of questioning.
I mean, I've said this probably on the stream before, but one of my favorite quotes is from Da Vinci: "Art is never finished, only abandoned."
Great
which is
quote.
which is
Talk
kind of a
about
pessimistic view of it, but it's appropriate.
Yeah, talk about going highbrow. It's all getting all our history on me. That's awesome. Yeah, but I think for all intents and purposes for tonight's stream, I think I didn't think it would go this smoothly in a way. I mean,
It
I
works,
want to do parallax.
yeah.
We'll do that. Maybe we'll do that in the stream next week, or we'll revisit it. We'll do the parallax. I know you really wanted to see that, and I'll get that in there as our next thing. But yeah, I think for intents and purposes for our tonight's stream, I think it was a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that this is a pretty good stopping point. And yeah, I mean, like you said, all up, if you actually factor in the actual amount of work put into this, I mean, this went by pretty quick. and I think it looks really good. And I think right there already you're at what 80% easily.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, 80% is what I feel like right now.
mhm.
Now, I mean, even though we're done picture wise, I mean, 85% or whatever, we got to still think about sound. Like,
Right.
being our go-to sound engineer guy, what are your thoughts? Like, are we going to use horse gallops or something, or what?
I've sourced horse scalp for this. I looked to see if it made sense to try to source the sounds of like specific to warthogs or something along those
Yeah,
lines, and it really, frankly, what you want to hear here is kind of like a horse galloping sound effect, right? Or a generalized stampede sound effect, which is going to be more along the lines of a large cattle, right? And so that from a sound standpoint, you're going to hear basically what I'm working on is you've got, and I don't have anything to play, but maybe I'll work on that for next week, and we can play a couple of samples for this scene.
yeah, we could play some sounds with the picture and kind
Yeah,
of
it's not
listen.
a bad idea, but doing the mix. But basically, it's a stampede sound effect, grabbing a few incidental warthog grunts and squeals that you
Hmm.
layer in on top of it, and that's basically what the sound effect is.
It's crazy. That extra sounds will push it from 85 to 95.
It'll
Like,
help, and just that one, you just get that stampede sound effect, and you get the squeal, and maybe we can play around with like wind rushing by because the camera is moving so fast. But that would be a really subtle additive effect. And
mhm.
then the obviously we would get in music as well, which will be longer down the road. I mean that's very way at the end of the pipeline.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, just getting the stampede sound effects and the warhog squealing and maybe a little bit of incidental wind. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll make it really like sing. It'll look really good. And when we get it all together, I think what it will do is we'll post it to Patreon. And if you're a patron of the site, then you'll get to see this clip that we've been working on in the live stream. You'll get to see the finished example of it. So that's something to look out for.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm already looking forward to next week and seeing sounds now. I'm all
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. We'll try to put that together and we'll take a look at it.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got for this week on my end.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Nothing
All
else.
right. Well, I think we have something to stay tuned for next week. And but that yeah, I think we'll call it as always. Check out calamityjane.rocks. That'll take you to our Patreon site, or just head right to our Patreon site. Search for Calamity Jane. Same thing with Facebook. Head over to facebook.com, Calamity Jane Adventure Hour. We post all of our updates to both Patreon and Facebook. So pick your poison. Look wherever you want. And in the meantime, we'll see you next week. Night, everybody.
Good night. Have a good week, everybody.